Horns up and welcome to Headbanger's brand new kitchen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in my new kitchen today, and this is the first recipe that I'm shooting in this kitchen. In case you didn't know, I moved house, and you can click here on the I button and check out my house tour video. And something that I've been eating recently is chicken congee. I've fallen in love with it. And if you've been watching my weight loss vlog series, you would know that. So today I'm going to show you how to make a simple and delicious chicken congee. And trust me, it's going to be good. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's get cooking. So we're going to start with some fresh ginger, which is one of the main flavors in our congee. You want to get about a thumb-sized piece of ginger, like literally measure it against your thumb. Or if you have a huge thumb, maybe just go with a 2-inch piece of ginger. The first thing you want to do is peel the skin off, and I like to do that using a spoon. It's the easiest way to do it and get into all the nooks and crannies. Once that's done, our ginger is ready to use. Now I'm going to take a few slices of that ginger and cut it into juliennes. These are going to be used right at the end when we serve the congee. They are added and eaten raw. Next, I will chop up 2 small spring onions. Once again, these are sprinkled right at the very end over your hot bowl of congee to add a beautiful freshness and a flavor to it. And it also looks pretty. Now for this recipe, I will be using full chicken legs with the bone and without the skin. In India, chicken is primarily sold without skin, so if your chicken comes with skin, I recommend removing the skin because it makes the congee more oily. I'd say use the skin to make some crackling and schmaltz. I've got a recipe for that. Click on the I button on the top right corner of the screen. I will also be using some chicken stock powder for that extra chicken flavor. If you don't have this, you can use a stock cube or a bouillon cube. But trust me, you want this extra chicken flavor. Now it's time to prepare our rice, and I will be using about 120 grams of rice for this recipe. Normally you would want to use jasmine rice, but since all I have is long grain basmati rice, that is what I will be using. Next, you want to wash and rinse the rice properly under some running water. It's important to always wash your rice. Just ask Uncle Roger. Anyway, you want to wash it till the liquid is more or less clear and your rice is ready to use. You can also soak the rice for like 30 minutes if you like. I will be using my instant pot for this recipe, but don't worry, you can also make this on the stove. Just make sure you read the blog post on headbangerskitchen.com for the cooking instructions. First, I add my rice to the instant pot, then that piece of ginger and also a full spring onion. Next, my chicken stock powder followed by some salt because I didn't have enough chicken stock powder, so I needed some salt as well. Then I add in 800 ml of water. If you didn't have chicken stock powder, you could add some chicken stock here instead of water. Then I add in my chicken legs, and since I wanted more protein in my congee, I added not 2 but 3 whole chicken legs. Then just put the lid on the instant pot, turn the pressure knob to sealing position and pressure cook on a high pressure for 15 minutes. And once it's done, let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes before turning the pressure nozzle to release any leftover steam. Then open up that lid and well, our congee is cooked but not quite ready. There are a few more steps. First, I'm going to fish out the spring onion and also the ginger and discard both of those. Next, I fish out the chicken pieces, and be careful. These are cooked so well that the meat will be falling off the bones. So make sure you remove the legs without destroying them. Then get your whisk, and it's time to whisk that rice in the instant pot. What this does is it breaks the rice into small bits and essentially turns what is just chicken stock and rice into a porridge. Now everyone likes their porridge to be a different consistency, but I'm looking for a nice gluggy mass. And you can see that lovely texture I've gotten for my congee now. So thick and yummy. Time to shred that chicken. And you can use your hands if you like, or get 2 forks and just start forking that chicken up. Start pulling that chicken off the bone, and trust me, it's gonna fall off easily because it's cooked so beautifully and it's so soft and tender. Just look at this meat here. How good does that look? Anyway, on to the next leg, because you got to see just how beautifully the meat is falling off the bone. In fact, speaking of bones, just look at how clean this bone is. Anyway, once you're done shredding your chicken, you should have a nice big plate of boneless shredded chicken meat. Now add that chicken meat back into the instant pot and give it all a good mix into that congee. And if you feel it's too thick, you can add some water to thin it out a little and give it another good mix. And your congee is pretty much done and ready to serve. Now I'm going to get a nice bowl and I'm going to serve myself some of that delicious, thick and beautiful chicken congee. I'm going to drizzle a few drops of toasted sesame oil on it, followed by a teaspoon of soya sauce, the fresh ginger, and finally the spring onion. And just like that, your chicken congee is ready to eat. And oh yeah, come to daddy. I can't wait to dig in. Now don't get me wrong, I love this congee, but I like to make it a bit more of a complete meal by adding some vegetables to it. So I just like to use some basic frozen vegetables. I get this bag in my supermarket. It has carrots, beans and cauliflower. So I just take a bowl full of these veggies. I hit the saute function on the instant pot, throw those veggies into the congee and give it a good stir. Maybe add some water to it as well to prevent the congee from thickening up too much, and I cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes till the vegetables are done, and that's it. My chicken congee with vegetables, making it an even healthier dish, is now ready. And that looks super healthy with all those veggies in it. Once again, I serve up some of that congee in a bowl, get some toasted sesame oil over that, some soya sauce, the fresh ginger, and finally finish it with the spring onion. And my amped up, uber wholesome, healthier version of a chicken congee is also ready. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, time to taste. Alright folks, it's time to taste our congee. And look who's joining me today. It's the only other person in this house, my wife, Dipti.
Or also known as his hostage.
You're not my hostage. You're
Totally am.
Anyway, we're going to taste the congee. So taste that one first. You can give it a good mix.
What's the difference?
That one is the, I guess the plain congee, plain chicken congee. This one is basically got veggies in it.
Hey, how come you get the fancy one first?
Okay, you can have the fancy one first. I wanted you to taste the original and then the...
Oh, okay.
Also, it's not really fancy. It's got carrots and peas and cauliflower and French beans. Anyway, let's dig in.
Mmm.
Wow, this is...
Oh, wow. That was really good.
Yeah?
Mmm.
This is still steaming.
Oh, that sesame oil on top.
Mmm.
It's just this perfect food for this weather. It's raining, it's wet, it's cold, and just a warm bowl of congee is just the ticket.
I'm just quietly eating. Mmm. You can take this entire bowl.
Let's see what the fancy one is like.
It's not fancy. How does wet? In fact, this is more like you would feed your kids this because they'd really like it.
I think I like this one better.
She doesn't like to eat her veggies, I guess, but still she...
I love my veggies. I just don't like them
in congee.
Veggies, not veggies.
Let me try the one without the vegetables. It tastes the same. Oh, and I got that fresh ginger. That fresh ginger just...
And the spring onions as well.
Yeah, those really are what... And the sesame oil on top and the soya sauce, like... I think this is just a beautiful meal. A wholesome, healthy, delicious meal.
And I've just had my lunch and I've just had my coffee and I still can finish this whole bowl right now.
And I can't believe I only just discovered this like a year or two ago, and it's the first time I've ever like started making it at home. But anyway, I think that's been a lot of jibber jabber from me at least, and we're gonna see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Until then, cheers and keep cooking. And I will keep eating. Ladies and gentlemen, I must confess, I am left with a solitary chicken leg. And that's because in my congee I chose to put 3 legs instead of 4, because they don't sell legs in odd numbers. I mean, that would be ridiculous. Chickens have 2 legs, so you buy 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on and so forth. Nobody sells 3 legs and 5 legs and 7 legs. Anyway, don't do what I did.